Yeah, so the bass we were working on for quite a while, trying to get the right sound out of it. So at first we went with basically putting the DI through an amp simulator and giving it loads and loads of low end and making it deep, and then having the D112, because that sounded quite punchy. It had a nice bit of high end in there. We ended up having the DI was the deep one, and the D112 was more for clarity. And we kept trying around that, and we wanted it to be more punchy, so we tried adding more compression, and we tried little bits of overdrive, and it wasn't sounding quite right. So we were in college at this point mixing it, and Tim was with us, and he said to just zoom in on the waveforms and check whether they are actually in phase, because they went 180 degrees out of phase, because we tried that with the EQ phase switch. So we looked, and the waveforms were really, really slightly out. So Harry dragged them back in, and it just completely changed the sound a bit, and it sounded a lot better.
Made a really big difference.
Yeah, so that was the thing. I think we both learned a lot from that. It's just whenever we're using two mics on one thing, be it kick, drum, bass, guitar, or anything, zoom in and check they're in phase, because you get a totally different sound.
Yeah, because we spent a long time with all these settings, with amp simulators and everything, trying to get the right tone, but in the end it was just a phase issue.
Yeah, so I guess that counts as problem solving, really.
Yeah.
And that was the solution we've learned from it.
Yeah.
So what have we got going on the DI there at the moment? Cause we
DI, got a compressor that. I'll get to a bit with bass. Yeah, it's measuring at about -3 on that particular compressor. Ratio of about 4:1, not too heavy. That's about it. And this compressor it's got a punch setting on it, which we ramped up quite a bit. It made a little bit of difference, but overall probably could have done with a stock compressor.
There was also a problem with the bass. We were finding when it was going to the A string instead of the E, it had lost all the low end. It just completely disappeared. So we solved this problem by automating it. So I'm not sure if you can see. Yeah, we'll zoom in, and
see here. This is when it goes up the neck. This is the low E here. Goes up the neck. Automate the volume a bit, just to so these notes stand out.
And there was another problem with the bass when we were listening to it. We sorted that out, and it was fine. And then we got to the last chorus, and it was really loud. So we opened up automation again, and it turned out there was just one big crescendo going throughout the whole song. Not really sure how it happened, but that was there. So I guess we both learned from that, just double before we listen to our automation, double check it hasn't changed anything anywhere else, because it could have easily had a node at the end that one of us could have accidentally dragged without really realising.
Yeah, so probably from leaving it on touch latch setting and forgetting to put it back on read and then changing something.
That's
I
probably
imagine that's probably what it is.
Makes sense.